how do I get over a crush that I have had on my husband's best friend for 5 years? Neither him nor my husband, neither one of them know that I have these feelings. And I really want them to just go away, but I feel like there's something underneath it that keeps it there. So that's my question today.
Oh man. I've got lots of thoughts. Tell me more about it. Tell me what it is about this guy that, like, let me back up. When you say crush, what does that mean? You fantasize about this guy. You try to get near this guy. You accidentally brush up against his arm when he's walking. Like, tell me what crush means.
So I don't do any physical contact with him other than like an occasional side hug.
Okay. When you're sleeping with your husband, do you imagine him? Like, what? Give me the level of crush. What does that mean?
Okay, no, I don't fantasize about him in a sexual manner. I do find myself kind of wondering what it would be like. So he's a very adventurous kind of person, and he'll go hiking, or he'll go fishing, or he'll go up to Colorado for the weekend, and it's just very spontaneous and very like off the wall kind of thing. And so then I catch myself wondering what it would be like to go do those things with him, to be with him, going fishing, to, essentially, I don't know, kind of create a life that I don't currently have. So those are the kind of fantasies that I have, but it's never like a sexual thing. I don't fantasize about what he looks like naked or shirtless or what it's like to kiss him. It's just more kind of like, I think it's my way of escaping my current life, just kind of fantasizing what it would be like to go with him to do those things.
Gotcha. So I guess there's two things here. One, I want to relieve you from what maybe feels like a moral failure, or like that you're doing something wrong. Like, if you are in the presence, this is me included, by the way. If you're in the presence of some guy that's just telling you about the adventures he's been on, and the thises and the that's, and then I went and climbed this and scaled this and hunted that, I'm attracted to that. Like, there should be, my wife laughs at me about my crushing. She's like, you crush on everybody, about everything. Like, the whole room should feel a little bit more alive when an adventurer walks in. That's why Dos Equis made the most, what is it? The most, whatever, what was the thing? The most awesome guy in the world? Amazing. The most amazing guy in the world. Is that what it was? Most interesting guy. Like, that's why they did that, right? Because it lifts the whole room up. And so if you're listening to these stories and you're like, my gosh, this guy's awesome, I want to relieve, like, that's normal. That should be that way. The next step is when you start world building.
Right.
Whether you're world building in the bedroom, whether you're world building, like, God, I wish my husband would just leave me. Like, I would love to go out on these adventures with this guy. And then it becomes escapism, but it becomes a secret that sits in the middle of your living room, which is, I don't like the life I have that I'm co-creating with my husband. And that turns into, I'm not alive in my house anymore. And that turns into, one day this guy texts you and says, hey, can you come over and help me with something?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
and, that's, I don't ever want to put myself in a compromising position to do that. I really try to just keep myself in check. I'm like, okay, like, this is not real. These feelings that, this is not something that you actually want to pursue. Cause I have like done some really deep delving into my own brain and like, okay, what is it that I'm so attracted to this guy about, aside from the adventures that he takes? And, I don't know. He thinks I'm smart, which is a big one for me, because I guess in a lot of ways, I feel like my husband doesn't value my opinions or my thoughts on certain things, but this guy will ask me for advice on things in his life or what he should do in certain situations. He thinks I'm funny. He thinks that he encourages me in my personal endeavors, aside from my family and my husband. Like, I own my own business, and he's very encouraging in that aspect. He thinks the things that I have already accomplished are pretty awesome, and he asks me questions, and he's very interested in things that I have done personally. And I guess it just makes me feel seen and heard in ways that I haven't felt in years.
It's the two magic words, seen and known.
Yeah.
And those form the foundation of any sort of romantic, friendship, any sort of relationship, work, employee? Do I see you in front of you? Do I see you as a separate being than me? And then do I take the time to get to know you? And then the next one is, do I celebrate you? And only after I see you and know you and celebrate you do I have permission to challenge you. And often, especially in a long-term marriage, after several years together, it just goes straight to challenge.
Right.
And then somebody comes in and is like, dude, this is awesome. And your whole body lights up like a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of get these, like, like that weird pit in your stomach when you meet somebody for the first time and you get nervous around them. And then I kind of like, okay, I got to excuse myself from the situation because
here's the thing. You've done all you've done all the easy work. You haven't done the hardest thing.
Okay.
Which is take on head on the challenges inside your own home.
Right. Well,
unless you have.
If I have in certain ways, but there are challenges that I really don't have any control over. So for the past 6 years, my husband's drinking problem it's gotten really bad.
Okay, lead with that next time. Lead with that. I'm married to an alcoholic. Right?
Yeah.
So, hey.
It just kind of seems like it's getting worse, too. So.
Well, it probably is. And it becomes this weird dance where he's drinking to escape his life, and suddenly you start creating a new life to escape your life, which pulls you further apart from each other. So he drinks more. Like it's a recursive thing. Right? It works in tandem, and suddenly y'all end up on two different islands across two different planets.
Right.
But fantasizing about somebody else in another world, and what I would say over putting more weight on positive things said than may even be in reality is a way to avoid dealing with, I'm married to an alcoholic, I don't feel safe in my home, I don't feel loved in my home, I don't feel seen in my home. Because that's the choice. That's the place that you got to park. Can I stay in this relationship?
I would say that you're pretty much spot on. We've been together for going on 13 years now. So
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Are you safe right now?
Yes. I mean, he's not physically abusive. When he gets to a certain point in his drinking, he can get verbally mean, but he doesn't ever hurt me or the kids or anything like that. It's just, 85% of the time I'm home alone with my kids because he's at a bar.
Keep going.
And I just feel so alone sometimes. And I feel like I've done all of this by myself. He used to tell me how much he wanted a big family, and we've accomplished that. I mean, we have 5 kids. And, but I feel like, okay, why did you want such a big family if it's just going to be me by myself all the time with him, and you're never here present? And when you are here, you might be here physically, but you're not here emotionally.
That's what I was going to say. He left you a long time ago, actually. He still sleeps there. But he left you and the kids a long time ago.
It definitely feels like that.
And you've said the words feels like, which tells me you're in an ecosystem that has taught you that your feelings cannot be trusted.
Yeah. I would say that that's probably accurate.
Okay. You're not crazy. Your husband's left you. The question to be answered now is, who are you going to be moving forward?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's the question to be answered. Are you going to be a woman who cheats on her husband? Just hearing the term 9 to 5 can be a drag, so my friends at Cozy Earth are here to help make your 5 to 9 way more comfortable. I love Cozy Earth's pants and all-day t-shirts. They're soft, breathable, and super tough. And my wife loves their pajamas, and my whole family loves Cozy Earth sheets. They're super comfortable, and they keep us cool when it's hot outside. Try them risk-free for 100 nights. You can save 40% off your entire order at cozyearth.com/Delony. Are you going to be a woman who cheats on her husband?
I don't want to be.
Okay.
I've never wanted to be that person.
I know. And I'm asking it this directly, and I know it feels assaulting, like it feels heavy, right? Like I'm asking this directly because I want you to take ownership of what happens next. Because right now your whole life is being done to you.
Yeah.
I want to have this many kids. Well, okay, I'll create this picture for you. I don't want to be there. I feel like this is nuts, but okay. I'm going to keep drinking and hang out at the bar with my friends. You run your business and get no support and no celebration. And by the way, take care of 5 kids as a single mother. I'm going to spend our money. I'm going to go drink. Bye. It feels not right. You just be quiet. This is how this is going to go.
Well, and I mean, I don't just let it go. I have said multiple times how much that I'm not going to put up with this, how much I know. I can't do this.
I know, but you do. And he knows that.
And I do, but it's just, where do I go? I have 5 kids and my business is okay, but it's not sustaining enough to take care of me and 5 kids.
I know.
And it's just like, where do I go from here?
I know. It's the terrifying reality that millions of mothers and wives face every day. This is not how I drew it up.
No, not at all.
And this is wasn't the agreement we made. But you sound like a strong woman who's had a bunch of, this is the line, and he just steps over that line, and you move the line again. Then you move the line again, which he hears. Behavior's a language. He just hears you. Like, she just needs to bark at me for a while, then I'm going to go on about my life. And so what I'm telling you about taking ownership, I want you to take ownership of the choices I'm about to make. Am I going to be a woman who fills in the blank, who cheats on my husband? And if that's going to be your next move, okay. Am I a woman who is going to call my mother and say, or an old friend and say, I need to come stay with you for 3 months with 5 kids. That's a tall order, but that's what I got to do right now while I save up some money. I don't know. Are you going to be a mom who just says, I'm going to ride this out for the next 6 years and get 2 of these kids out of high school and get them over to ENMU there in Portales and get them to school, and then I'm going to make them like. I just want you to take ownership of what happens next.
Right.
And it's a way of saying, okay, I'm done letting my life happen to me. And it might be that taking ownership means I have to make a 3-year plan, for God's sakes, because that's just the economic realities of where I find myself.
Yeah, it could be.
But you're on a slippery slope to become somebody you never wanted to become. And I just want to, like, I'll be here right now. I'll be here in the middle of that. I'll be here when you come back. Like, I'm going to love you and I'm going to want success for you. But I just see that path. Or you're going to bury yourself in the middle of your living room. And I don't want that for your kids either, because I don't want them to lose another parent too. And I say bury yourself. Yeah. You're going to take all of your feelings and fears and frustrations and you're going to shove them so far down in your chest, and you're just going to muscle through the next minute of every day. And your kids are going to say, I didn't know my dad because he hid behind a bottle, and I didn't know my mom because she hid behind her rage.
Wow.
Does that sound fair?
Uh-huh.
And that's probably how you grew up too, isn't it?
And actually, no.
No? I love being wrong on that one.
My dad was awesome. Is awesome.
So good.
He didn't really even touch a drink until I was out of the house. This was not his. I didn't grow up with this kind of life, and so I always hear you say that we marry our unfinished business, and I'm just kind of like, okay, then what the heck did I marry? Because this is not at all how I grew up. And I don't. I don't understand, I guess some of the choices that I've made, the things that I've allowed to continue.
Like marrying your unfinished business is we call it a trope. Like it's right a lot, but it's not gospel. I mean, it's not a scientific fact.
Okay.
And people break their legs. People have accidents. People get sick. People take a drink and then take another one at work, and then like they find themselves really struggling years later. I mean, life happens. Okay, so I don't want you walking around beating yourself up for the choices your husband is making.
Mm-hmm.
I do want you to take responsibility for what happens next in your life.
I don't really have anywhere to go.
Okay.
I have no money. I am, essentially stuck, I feel. And I don't want to uproot the only life that my kids know to possibly put them in something that's even more chaotic and crazy. And
like what?
I don't know, like the household of a single parent. Just the fact that, okay, if I do leave my husband, if we do separate, I don't really trust his judgments and, what kind of people are going to be in and out of my kids' lives,
And so what you're doing is you're pre-imagining a situation.
Yeah.
And you're trying to solve for it in the present. That's called anxiety.
Well, I think that would pretty much sum up my life.
Yeah, I know. Here's I think you're, and you might already be there, okay? I think you're in need of a yellow pad from Walgreens for 79 cents, or I don't know, with inflation, it may be $8 now, but like a yellow pad and a pen. I'm going to send you a couple of things just for you. I'm going to send you a copy of Building a Non-Anxious Life, my book, and I want you to use the questions in the back of those chapters as a map. I want you to write down the answers to the questions in the back of those chapters because it's going to paint you a picture. The secret behind that book is it begins to distill down what can I control and what can I not control, period. And so I want you to I want you to go through that. I'm also going to send you FPU, Financial Peace University, the digital class, the 8 or 9 videos that you can watch at home on your computer, on your phone, digitally, that will help you build a roadmap for financial freedom. And then there's just going to be some very stark, like here is the reality of this, here's the reality of this. And then I'm going to send you 3 months with my friends at BetterHelp counselors, okay? And they're licensed counselors. They can meet with you on your phone or on your computer because I know you got to work, you got 5 kids, and you don't have time to leave and go see a therapist and then leave and come all the way back. They're going to hook you up for 3 months for free. And I want you to start seeing a regular therapist who's going to help you sift through all of these things flying at you and begin to make some concrete next right steps. So I got you with some tools, okay, sister? But I want you to hear me say, you feeling trapped is real. You feeling alone in your own house is real. You about to make a decision you're going to regret because you're going to become somebody you don't want to be. That's real too. And how good it feels to finally have somebody see you and at least pretend they know you. I know that feels good too. All this stuff is you're not crazy. You're not crazy. But you are at an inflection point. And I want you to own what happens next, even if it's being still for a year or 2 years while you make different plans. Even if it is staging an intervention for your husband, whatever it is, I want you to own the next step.